LeBron James is the NBA, and the NBA is LeBron James. And it's point blank, period. There's no other way around it. Come on now, this conversation is dead. It's LeBron James. When you talk about accolades, check, check, check. When you talk about longevity.
Kendrick Perkins has never shied away from speaking his mind. But this time, he went beyond commentary. He decisively settled one of basketball's most heated debates. The Michael Jordan versus LeBron James conversation has raged across generations, splitting fans, analysts, and players alike, but Perkins delivered perspective that cuts through all the noise. Importantly, he did so with respect for the past, honoring Jordan's unmatched legacy while simultaneously recognizing the undeniable reality of LeBron's present dominance. Wearing Jordans on his feet as a symbolic nod to history, Perkins made it clear that acknowledging greatness doesn't mean ignoring evolution. He framed the conversation in a way that wasn't about rewriting history, but clarifying it. LeBron James has transcended the boundaries of competition and become something more than a player. He has become the league itself. From his early days as a high school phenom to his current status as a global icon, LeBron's impact extends far beyond the court, touching social influence, cultural significance, and statistical dominance across decades. Perkins emphasized that the GOAT debate, as it has existed for years, is now effectively over. Not because Jordan's accomplishments are diminished, but because LeBron's presence and influence have reached a level that the old arguments can no longer contain. This isn't emotional fan talk. It's a perspective from someone who has lived the game, studied its evolution, and witnessed firsthand how LeBron has redefined what greatness looks like in modern basketball. The rings, MVPs, and championships are still impressive, but the true measure of LeBron's supremacy lies in his ability to shape the game, the conversation, and the culture itself. Perkins' message was both clear and symbolic. The past is honored, the present is recognized, and greatness is understood as the intersection of legacy and reality, something that LeBron embodies fully today, just as Jordan once did.
It comes down to the GOAT conversation, and no disrespect to MJ, because I got J's on my feet right now. But come on now, this conversation is dead. It's LeBron James.
Kendrick Perkins elevated the conversation to a whole new level when he described LeBron James as synonymous with the NBA, a word that carried far more weight than casual wordplay. This wasn't just clever phrasing. It was a powerful statement about how inseparable LeBron is from the sport itself. To call someone synonymous with a league is to say they embody its identity. And Perkins argued convincingly that for the past 2 decades, there's been no distinction between LeBron and the NBA. Every record, every milestone, and every cultural moment, from playoff battles to global influence, from media dominance to player empowerment, has in some way involved him. What makes Perkins' declaration so striking is its simplicity. He wasn't citing complex stats or dissecting box scores. He was stating a truth that most people intuitively recognize but rarely say aloud. LeBron is not just one star among many. He is the defining figure of modern basketball, the person through whom much of the league's narrative and identity has been shaped. Using that single word, Perkins reframed the entire debate. It's no longer about comparing eras or arguing over who is better in their prime. It's about the very definition of the league today. From his days as a high school prodigy to becoming a global icon, LeBron has grown with the NBA, and in many ways, the league has grown through him. By positioning him as synonymous with the game, Perkins made the conversation less about rivalry and more about recognition. LeBron isn't just part of the story. He is the story itself.
Synonymous. You know what that means?
Okay.
Meaning one and the same. That's what the NBA and LeBron James is.
Kendrick Perkins didn't just hint at the point. He hammered home with precision when he declared, "The NBA is LeBron James, and LeBron James is the NBA." That single line carries the weight of over 20 years of dominance and influence, and he made the meaning crystal clear. You cannot separate the evolution of the league from the presence and career of LeBron. Their identities are intertwined. The rise of player empowerment, the explosion of off-court branding, championship pursuits, all-star culture. Everything is tied, in some way, to what LeBron has done and continues to do. Perkins was unambiguous. There is no alternative argument, no hidden nuance, no room for debate. The connection is total, absolute, and undeniable. LeBron's accomplishments aren't just impressive. They are complete, having been validated across every lens imaginable, from doubters to believers, critics to fans, and the consensus only grows with time. More than emotional admiration, Perkins stressed that this is a structural reality. The NBA itself reacts to LeBron. Marketing strategies, team operations, player development, all are influenced by his presence. He doesn't simply reflect the league, he defines it. When LeBron moves, the league shifts. When he speaks, the league listens. That level of influence is rare, unmatched, and enduring. Perkins wanted to make one thing perfectly clear. This isn't a temporary moment or a passing phase. It is the culmination of a long debate, the final chapter. The game has changed because of LeBron, and that's why, in his words, the conversation ends here. Point blank, period.
LeBron James is the NBA, and the NBA is LeBron James. And it's point blank, period. It's no other way around.
Accolades, longevity, legacy. Kendrick Perkins laid them out like an unshakable checklist, ticking each box with absolute confidence. In this part of his commentary, he wasn't appealing to emotion or hype. He was presenting facts, clear and undeniable. When it comes to individual achievements, LeBron James has truly done it all. Scoring titles, MVPs, All-Star selections, finals appearances, championships, Olympic medals. Every benchmark of greatness has been conquered. But Perkins went a step further, weaving all of these accomplishments into a bigger picture and asking the fundamental question: who has had the greatest career in basketball history? His answer was simple and decisive: LeBron James. It isn't just about peaking at the perfect moment. It's about sustaining excellence across decades, adapting to evolving eras, and consistently performing at the highest level. Longevity proves durability, consistency, and versatility, and no one embodies that more than LeBron. Each accolade adds a layer. Each season extends the narrative, and together they form a career that is unparalleled. Perkins also emphasized that LeBron's greatness goes far beyond statistics. He isn't just a highlight reel or a box score machine. He is a complete basketball experience, shaping games, leading in the locker room, and influencing communities off the court. It's the combination of length, depth, and impact that sets him apart. When you consider the totality of his career, from dominance on multiple fronts to his cultural and social influence, there is simply no one who comes close. It's not about isolated moments or individual highlights. It's about a lifetime of achievement, a career that defines what is possible in the sport. In that context, Perkins made it clear: LeBron doesn't just stand among the greats. He stands alone as a symbol of sustained excellence and the embodiment of modern basketball itself.
You talk about accolades, check, check, check. When you talk about longevity, talk about having the greatest career of all.
In his argument, Kendrick Perkins directly tackles one of the most common counterpoints in the Michael Jordan versus LeBron James debate by calling out Stephen A. Smith's approach. Perkins doesn't deny Jordan's greatness or diminish the accolades that cemented his legendary status, but he makes a crucial distinction. Basketball is not a solo sport. He points out that while Smith often emphasizes Jordan's 6 championships, his MVPs, and his clutch performances, those achievements were never accomplished in isolation. Championships require collective effort, team chemistry, and the right supporting cast, something Jordan benefited from just as much as anyone else. Perkins uses this to challenge the idea that LeBron's legacy should be measured solely by rings. If Jordan needed elite teammates, why should it suddenly be a strike against LeBron for leaning on his own? Basketball is not boxing, where victory is entirely individual, nor tennis, where it's one player against another. Instead, Perkins argues LeBron's greatness should be viewed through a broader lens. The scale of his contributions, his dominance across 2 decades, and his ability to remain elite in multiple eras. It's not just about collecting titles. It's about shaping the game, leading teams, and staying relevant year after year. In this perspective, LeBron transcends traditional metrics. He doesn't just rank among the greats. He redefines what it means to dominate a team sport, proving that lasting influence and sustained excellence matter just as much, if not more, than the total number of rings on a player's hand.
Again, I know Stephen A is going to come up here talking about he went to 6 finals and won all six finals MVP. Good for him. Kudos to Mike. But again, I keep telling y'all, this is not an individual sport.
Kendrick Perkins flips the traditional Jordan versus LeBron narrative on its head, stripping away the emotional weight of the usual six-ring argument and presenting a much broader view of greatness. Instead of trying to measure LeBron by the same checklist used for Jordan, Perkins frames him as a player who transcends conventional metrics altogether. He drives home the point that this is not tennis, not golf, and definitely not boxing. It's team basketball, a game where success depends on collective effort, not solo dominance. Every legendary career is supported by coaches, role players, and the chemistry that bind a roster together. What sets LeBron apart, Perkins argues, is how he consistently elevated every team he touched, whether it was Miami, Cleveland, or Los Angeles, navigating completely different rosters, systems, and challenges while still asserting dominance. Championships matter, yes, but they're just one piece of a much larger puzzle that includes front office decisions, injuries, team chemistry, and coaching. Viewed through this lens, LeBron's career doesn't just impress, it astonishes. He has been the constant in an ever-changing league, adapting to evolving defenses, new teammates, and shifting strategies, all while maintaining elite performance. If greatness were purely about rings, Jordan might seem untouchable. But basketball is a team sport, and when you evaluate it as such, LeBron's influence, adaptability, and longevity shine brighter than even a perfect 6-for-6 finals record. Perkins' perspective forces us to rethink outdated metrics and recognize that modern greatness is about impact over time, not just isolated achievements. LeBron James, in this framework, isn't merely one of the greats. He is the defining face of a sport that thrives on collaboration, evolution, and relentless excellence. He embodies what basketball has become in the modern era, a true standard-bearer whose influence reaches far beyond any single highlight or championship trophy.
This is not golf. This is not tennis. Championships help your legacy, but it does not define your legacy when it comes down to a team sport.
As Kendrick Perkins nears the conclusion of his argument, he drops the statement that brings the entire debate into sharp focus. He highlights the undeniable fact that LeBron James has become the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, and then he lays it out plainly. The conversation is over. That record, built through decades of sustained dominance and unmatched consistency, speaks louder than any argument could. For Perkins, this milestone isn't just a number on a scoreboard. It's the ultimate proof of LeBron's impact on the league. He didn't just climb the scoring ladder. He rewrote it, all while being a pass-first player for much of his career. That balance, that basketball IQ, and that ability to lift his teammates while still asserting individual greatness are what set him apart. Perkins isn't denying Michael Jordan's role in shaping the sport. He acknowledges that MJ paved the path, but LeBron has extended that road, widened it, and claimed it as his own. With the scoring title secured, every traditional counterpoint to LeBron's legacy begins to crumble. He has dominated across eras, adapted to rule changes, and remained a threat to multiple generations of superstars. Now, he sits alone atop one of the NBA's most revered statistical milestones, a combination of longevity, dominance, and cultural significance that defines true legacy. Perkins' closing point is clear and unshakable. The debate is no longer necessary. LeBron James is the standard-bearer. He embodies the league, shaping the game in a way that ensures basketball history will forever be divided into two eras, before LeBron and after LeBron.
When it comes down to the GOAT conversation, and we're about a week away, or a little less than a week away than LeBron James' all-time leading scorer in NBA history, I think this conversation is dead.
Kendrick Perkins has left no room for debate. This isn't about clinging to past legends or arguing for nostalgia. It's about acknowledging the facts of the present. Michael Jordan dominated his era, and his greatness is indisputable. But LeBron James transcends any single period. He is the NBA in motion. His influence stretches across the evolution of the game, the culture surrounding it, and the sport's global reach. Every aspect of his career, from his longevity and consistency to his accolades, adaptability, and leadership, demonstrates why he stands apart. This conversation is no longer about counting championships or comparing peak moments. It's about who carried the sport through its toughest transitions, who stayed at the top for decades, and who elevated everything and everyone around him. Perkins makes it clear. LeBron has answered all challenges, overcome every hurdle, and crafted a legacy that doesn't rely on sentiment or nostalgia. The truth is straightforward, undeniable, and inescapable. LeBron James isn't just part of the NBA. He is the NBA itself.